How we going, guys? Lower here, back on the water. I've got out for a fish on a weekday. It's pretty rare I get weekdays, but here we are. It's nice and quiet, it's very dark. It's about 5:45 in the morning, so I'm gonna get this gear set up, get into these fish. Hopefully we can catch something. We'll see how we go. Rightio, check out all the bait fish there on that screen. It's absolutely loaded. I can't wait to get me lure in the water with so much bait in that there. So without wasting any more time, let's get a line in amongst that stuff. Rightio. Righto, I'm going to start out this morning with a Bait Junkie prawn 3-inch. I think it's lemongrass UV, the colour. It's my last one of them. Super low on stocks of these prawns. Normally I'd start out with a vibe, but I'll give this 5 casts first, see how it goes. Light's still really low at the moment. As you've seen, all the bait fish on the sounder there. Looks really good. Hopefully I can get through some of those peckers. A lot of them will be choppers. See if I can get onto like a decent fish in amongst them. I have marked a few nice fish on the side imaging when I first got here. There's a bite. We are on straight away, which I'm not surprised really. Not sure what it is yet. Rod tip's mucking up a little bit. I don't think it's anything great. Could be a tailor, I don't know. It's just bouncing really funny. It's a fish either way, we'll take it. You can see the rod tip's just pulsing up and down there real quick. You would have to think this is a chopper. Tell you what, it'd be nice if it was something else, like a brim or a reddy. That'd be good. Either way, it's definitely always a good start when you catch one first throw. But it's hopefully not a chopper. I wonder if it's a trevally. Yep. Little trevally. It's been a long time since I caught one of them. Unreal. Let me spat the prawn out. There we go, guys. Nice little trevally to kick things off. Happy with that. First cast. Good little fight on these guys. Whee! Don't go in the water. Oh, there he goes. Quick release anyway. Rightio, we're on again. Don't know if it's a flatty, just twisted up. There's a bit of weight, but oh, there is a bit of weight. What do we got? Where's he hooked? Yeah, he's hooked like under the face. They will swim over the top of your lures and sit on them. I watched it on a video. They were just swimming over the top of plastics and that sort of thing and just sitting on them. Probably what they do to stunned fish. Alright, swung around now. And you get son. That's a real nice flathead. Really good. Here we go. Beautiful flatty. 2 nice fish so far. Good trevally and now this flathead. We'll get you back in the water. Go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for coming on board. Awesome start so far. Nice flatty, good trevally. Beautiful morning, no one out here. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know. Hopefully that dare can give me a bit of jewfish luck. Right, a quick recap on the proceedings so far. Just gone 7 o'clock. So I've been fishing for just over an hour. I only got the 2 reasonable fish and a couple of choppers, which I didn't put on there. The wind's changed direction probably 2 or 3 times, so it's made positioning the boat hard. It's been pretty annoying, to be honest. Most of the bait fish that were here this morning, they've shot off now and gone. So I'm more than likely going to go and have a drift somewhere. Righto guys, we're on. Has not done anything yet at all, but there's definitely weight, but it has not done a single thing. Right. It's woken up a bit now, as you can hear. Hopefully it's a dewy. Feels decent anyway. Got the head shakes of a dewy. Perfect conditions out here at the moment too. He's definitely having a good crack at trying to shake that lure out. Feel the line like twisted up on something, I think. It's real vibrating and rubbing real weird. Not the best sign. Hopefully it'll just wrap around its tail for a second. It's a good fish, that's for sure. There it goes. Had me fouled up. Knew it. Oh well, what do you do? Disappointing, but you get that. Well, that was a really good jewfish, that one. Biggest one I've hooked in a while in here. Unfortunately, whatever I felt it rub on, it eventually wore through, busted the leader. It was wrapped around something, then it got back off, and then it went back on it. So you win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, that was a really good fish, probably the best one I've hooked in a long time in here. That drag was fair tight, but you get that. I can't be too disappointed. It was fun while it lasted. Lost me vibe too. That hurts. Oh well, on to the next bite. Righto, move spots. That's the vibe I'm throwing. Chartreuse orange belly Trans Am. Got a bit of a breeze going on now. Jumper's off, it's a bit cooler, which is nice. Now all we got to do is catch some fish. Oh, hopefully. Fingers crossed we can put some hooks in another good one, but you don't get many chances like that other one. Oh, we got a fish first cast on the drift. We'll take it. It's definitely not big. He's in. Yeah, guys, not the best, not the worst. Nice little flatty. Just munched down on that Trans Am. We'll unhook him, send him on his way, and we'll continue to hunt for something better. Thanks, mate. Righto, we're on again, very next cast. So far the drift's been a pretty good idea. Same sort of thing, but it's not real big. But catching fish is catching fish no matter what. Certainly more fun than not catching them. What is it? Little flatty hooked in the side. We'll sling him in, he might even drop off. Oh, he does drop off. Just a little one. Well, we've landed right on one's head. Is he off or on? No, he's still on. He pretty much just landed straight on the fish's head. There's a big cast too, just took it on the drop, swam straight at me. What do we got? Literally landed on its head. Oh, what a call. Look. There we go, right on its head. Like we said. Doesn't get any better than that. Righto, mate. See you later. Righto, well, not the start we were hoping for anyway. A couple of hours into the trip, one decent flatty, a nice trevally. It was looking good, and then a big bust off on that nice dewy. And then just a couple of small flatties after that. Time for a move. The drift in here is not going too well. Did get a couple of small ones, but we want better than that. So I'm going to move areas completely and see how we go somewhere else. So hang about. Hopefully we can put something decent back on the boat. Get that filthy loss of the fish out of my head. Otherwise it'll start to play on my mind. Righto, let's make a move. Righto, we got a bite. Some pretty crazy head shakes, but the bite didn't feel too big. Might be a flatty. Might have just swam towards me for a bit. Hopefully it's something decent, because the day's just been awful. After losing that dewy, it's just been horrid. That wind calmed right off and the sun's high. So it'd be nice to get this fish. Don't even know what it is. Swimming around a bit weird. What do we got, a flatty? Yeah, reasonable flathead. There we go. Back in business with this nice fish. That's an absolute ripping flathead. Real heavy. Good solid fish. At least we caught something finally. The other ones are a bit small, but this is a beautiful healthy fish. We'll get it back in the water anyway. But that's good. At least it's a bite. Bit of excitement for the day. It's gone real quiet, so this is definitely a welcome welcome guest. Right, yeah, there's the wreck there. I'm going to drop the camera down onto it and have a bit of a look, see what we can see. Right, yeah, about to drop the camera down. It's probably not the most recommended thing ever. If you're willing to do this, you've got to pretty much be willing to say goodbye to a GoPro sometimes, because when they get snagged up in that, you're just not going to get them back. You never know what's going to happen when it goes down there. So if you can't really lose one, this is probably not something I'd recommend doing. As the camera drops down, you can see it goes through like a school of yellowtail. They're sort of just a bit below mid-water. As it makes its way down, not that you really know where it is, but it pretty much lands straight on top of the wreck. When it got down the bottom, you can see how bad the visibility is. Even though it was a clear, calm day up top, down below, it's real murky and dirty anyway. It's a real silty bottom around this wreck. The last wreck was just covered in shells on the bottom. It was a lot harder, so the water was a lot clearer. Yeah, the rope gets stuck straight on the side of this wreck there. The GoPro's just belting into it, unfortunately. Alright, she's down there having a bit of a scout around. Hopefully we can get some good pictures of the wreck. Yeah, every drop you're pretty much just hoping for the best, because you really have no idea whereabouts the GoPro is. As you can see, it's real sandy around this one, and as soon as the camera touches the bottom, it just stirs it up, even though it was dirty anyway. Makes you wonder how the fish actually can see your lures half the time down there. I think that's an old anchor there on the side of the boat. There's still plenty of shells and just silty, really silty bottom down there, but not like the hard shell bottom on the other one. I'll have to go back to that other wreck and drop down again. It was a lot clearer. Here's the risk you run when you drop the camera down. So you don't know where it is when you're up the top, but if you knew, you should. I'm telling you right now, this is not where you want your camera to be going. I think it's about a $500-600 GoPro. And as you see soon, the camera ends up going down inside the actual boat hull. Nice brim there coming in for a bit of a look. You always get fish coming around just to see what's going on with the camera, especially when it's banging up and down off the bottom. They're probably coming to see what it is, see if there's anything to eat. There's the front of the boat. Right, yeah, well, it's been down there a while, so I'll bring this one in. Hopefully the footage turns out alright, give us an idea of what's down there anyway. I don't mind the underwater footage, looks pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think anyway in the comments. Whether you want to see more of what's down there. Righto, let's go and find somewhere else to drop it down. Every time you drop the camera down and get it back up, it's a successful mission. Whether it sees anything good or not, just getting the camera back feels good. Once again, as it drops down through the water column, a school of yellowtail there. I didn't realise there was so many yellowtail in there because I never really picked many up. Just drops straight down onto a school of brim there. This is where it gets a bit hairy, but like I said, you don't know till you get home where the camera is, what it's doing. The fish just took off. I don't know what that was. Yeah, it's hard to imagine how the fish can actually see your lure. Probably why vibes are so successful. They put out that vibration, might be a bit easier to find. Half the time, but with your plastics, you'd think they'd be getting buried in that silt. As I drift along, the GoPro just pounds along this wreck, getting caught up pretty much everywhere. There are a few hairy moments on this one. Does get a lot worse, but once the footage rolls more. Yeah, very poor visibility on this day. Even though it was calm and sunny, there's a couple of brim there swimming around. coming in for a bit of an investigation. I don't know what species of fish that one was. It'd be good on a real like clear day to see under there, but the water's just so murky. I think it's just a constant in that lake. Because there wasn't even any wind or anything when I done this, and it's still filthy. Righto. As the GoPro goes up the side of this wreck, it gets caught a few times. Still interesting to see what's down there, even though it's not that clear. It is good to have a bit of a look. It's caught up again on the boat, which it does a lot. Here's where it gets a bit hairy. The GoPro's actually down inside the wreck itself. The school of brim there in the wreck. Yeah, as you lower the GoPro up and down trying to feel for the bottom, you're not sure where it's going. So the fact it was actually inside the wreck, I didn't really know. Like I said, you can't see anything, so you're just hoping for the best. Pretty cool, but when I got home to see it, even better that I got the camera back, because it made its way down through that hole pretty good. Look at all the stuff in the water. Yeah, I'm not sure how they actually see. It must just be vibration that they feel more than anything. Because any decent sized jigger that hits the bottom there is just going to disappear in the silt. Rightio, so the camera successfully went down and came back up again. That was a different wreck, that one. Hopefully we can see some cool stuff down there. It's always exciting when you get home and you get to see the footage. And you see what you can actually see down there. Because you can have ideas and theories in your head of what things look like, but until you can actually put something down in the water and see, you just never know. So I'll be excited to get home and see what vision the GoPro picks up anyway. As of now, time to get back into the fishing. As you can see, it's just dead calm and still everywhere. There's not a breath of wind now. It's stinking hot, real glary, and the fishing's like super slow. But it did give me time just to muck around with the camera, drop it down and have a look. Something obviously that you don't really want to be doing when the fishing's red hot, but time to get back into the grind of fishing now. See if we can land something decent for the day anyway. Right, there's a bit of bird activity out there. So I've just come in for a bit of a look. You can see there on the left hand side, plenty of bait. Absolutely loaded here on the right hand side. So I'll give it a flick. You can almost guarantee we'll get a chopper. So we'll see if there's anything else under there. You never know. Well, turn the camera off for a millisecond. One hop later, fish. What do we got? It's good to catch something anyway. Kind of feels foul hooked. Just like I'm just dragging it in. Well, it definitely was foul hook and I was definitely dragging it in. Bit of flounder. Right, well, the wind's picked up now, so that's probably going to be enough to send me home. Thanks for all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers, all the people that watch and like and comment. It's awesome to see that you like the videos. I'll keep doing them anyway because I quite enjoy it no matter what, whether I catch them or whether I don't. Anyway, slow day today fishing wise. Missed that one big dewy, which is unfortunate, but should have some good footage anyway of underwater on those wrecks. But either way, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Righto guys, day 2 on the lake. Yesterday, absolute disaster. Lost a good dewy, caught pretty much bugger all day. And it was just horrible. Even dropped the camera down on a few wrecks and the water was that murky and dirty, you really couldn't see anything, so it was just a complete write-off. Anyway, today's a new day. Hopefully we can get onto a few fish. Big shout out to the guys at Mulloway Fishing Australia as well, sending me out a beanie, jumper, a couple of shirts. Awesome guys, thank you very much. I'll hopefully put it to good use over the next few months, catching some good dewies. Anyway, let's get into this fishing, see how we go. If you want to check out any of the gear anyway from these guys at Mulloway Fishing Australia, just jump onto their Instagram. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere up here, and you can jump on over and have a look, and it'll take you to the website. Anyway, guys, let's get into this fishing. Hopefully we can catch some fish, because yesterday wasn't very good. So fingers crossed today's better. Let's go. Righto, first cast on its way. 6 o'clock in the morning. Sun's just starting to creep up. It's first light at the moment. Hopefully we can get a couple of fish early. Yesterday, that's really the only time I got them, and then it was just grind. I'm just starting out with the Jackal Trans Am, chartreuse orange belly first. Just slowly creep it across the bottom, see how we go. That's what I hooked the Dewey on yesterday too, but that lure's long gone. Alright guys, we've had a bite. Geez, it hit it hard. Doesn't feel very big, but I wasn't ready for it. First bite of the morning. Oh, it's a nice flathead. It's got the lure right down his mouth, as they do. Well, we're on the board. Well, the long nose pliers certainly will come in handy here. There we go. Rightio, there we go. First fish on board. Nice flatty. Good bit of weight to this one. It's absolutely smashed that vibe. Felt like a bigger fish, but it was not. This will do. We'll get it back in the water. We'll get back out there. Hope there's some more fish on the bite, better than yesterday, but we'll see. Time will tell. Ah, well, first fish on the deck, half an hour in. I only had one bite. So that's pretty unusual for first light, and just to be so poor. It would be nice if they started to pick up. Hopefully we get the reverse of yesterday. Yesterday started out okay and then just went downhill. Hopefully this first half hour is the quiet part of the morning, and then it just picks up. And then we can get out of here, because it's going to be pretty windy, I think, today. I don't want to battle it out. I probably spent 6-7 hours out here yesterday, and it wasn't very good. I don't want to do it again today. It wasn't the wind that was the reason why it was bad yesterday. It's just the fishing was so poor. Didn't matter where I went, what I used, they just didn't want to bite. Rightio, fish number 2 is on. Feels like another flathead. Should have retied my leader last night. I probably lost 6 to 8 inches off the first one, because the flatty had the line in its mouth. Got all wrapped up, and then he just chomped it. So now I've probably got what I'd consider to be a short leader, which I don't really like. Anyway, there's a problem for later. Where are you, flatty? Right there. Might just lift him in. There he is. That's another good fish. They're nice, big, fat, healthy flathead. They're real solid, and they got heaps of go in them. With the water being a bit warmer, they definitely get a bit more aggressive, but they got plenty of life in them when they get on deck. So you got to be careful you don't get one of those hooks through your finger. Anyway, good to see you, mate. You ready? Righto, another bite. This doesn't feel big. It feels tiny. If it's even still on there. That's why it feels so small. Got a mini flathead. There we go. We're on. We are on. Well, one has found our lure in amongst all the bait. It's not overly big, but it's better than what we've been getting. Oh yeah, it's a nice flathead. Tell you what, he's got a fair bit of go in him for a flathead. Real good flatty. Now guys, real nice flatty. Nice and fat, real fat across the head and shoulders. Good fish. Got the bait junkie prawn in its mouth. That's just 3-inch lemongrass UV. But real meaty fish, weighty. Absolute ripper. Right, we'll unhook this guy and get it back in. Righto, well that flatty's been released with the camera on him. So off he goes down to the depths. I've got a just another modified mount with the GoPro on it. He just slowly cruises down. Doesn't get down there too fast, just takes its time. Probably trying to work out what just happened more than anything. You can see all the stuff in the water. It's just so dirty, the lake. As he gets down closer to the bottom, takes him like within just a couple of feet before you can even see the bottom. Look at the amount of silt and that comes up when he touches down. He doesn't do a whole lot. I'd say he's just trying to regain himself. Bit of a brim, comes in to have a bit of a look around. Comes back for a second look and then swims off. Probably just wants to see what it was. He just chills there for a while. Doesn't do a whole lot. You see another brim there in the top left corner. Coming in for a look. That's probably getting within, I don't know, 1 metre, I reckon, of the camera, of the flathead to see that. Goes for a little bit of a swim. Sits back down on the bottom. The mount's still not perfect yet, so the camera does fail in the end. Surprisingly, but when he got up and swam a little bit more, it sort of reset itself, which was nice. Would have been better if he swam down onto a harder bottom, like a bit clearer. But yeah, he doesn't do much. He just sits down the bottom there, chills out, catches his breath, goes for another bit of a swim, and then the mount eventually falls off, and I just end up pulling it back in. Right, back in the water. Well, that was a nice flatty anyway. Real good size. Put up an excellent show. They've the ones I've caught this morning, they've had a fair bit of go to them. The warmer water's got them firing. They hit your lure pretty hard too. So when you can find an active one, they definitely want it. It's just trying to find the active fish. Yesterday was the same. It was just a punish. But that's better than any of the ones I got yesterday. I got a couple of nice ones yesterday, but not like that. They weren't as wide or as fat. Rightio, we are on again. Oh. That needs to be tightened up a bit. It's got me on the wreck. And it's off. No! Oh, again. Wrapped me around the wreck, busted me off. Not a big one, but it's a fish. First fish for the new reel. There he is. Nice little flatty, just on the 4-inch bait junkie grub. Olive oil colour. Settle on, mate. You're going back. Absolutely howling now. I don't really want to fish in that, so I'm going to make my way kind of over the Bal Colonish area. Try and stay out of the wind, at least enjoy me next couple of hours before I go home. Anyway, I'll see you guys over the other side. We'll get out of this gale. Rightio, I can think of better days to be doing this than in the wind, but I found a little spot where it's not as bad as anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the bottom, basically what I'm looking for, what I like fishing, what areas, and then I'm going to drop the camera down there and have a bit of a look and just actually see what's down the bottom. So I'll show you what it looks like on the sounder, and I'll drop the camera down there, and hopefully it's not too messed up and we can get a good look at the bottom structure. They're just like old shell beds, things like that. You can see how it's much brighter there on the right hand side. So not only is it raised, but I'll show you what the bottom structure looks like when we actually get the camera down there too. I've got to try and get the speed right on the electric as well, so it faces into the wind without drifting too fast, otherwise the camera will come too high up off the bottom. Right, so as the camera goes down, this is just before the those rises. This is in the deeper section, about 25 feet. As you can see, it's real silty, sandy, some scattered shells down there, and it's a lot darker too down there. As it gets up a bit shallower, the amount of shells and that increase. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how these shell beds and that came about. I'm sure someone would know, but I certainly don't. So this is more right on top of one of them. As you can see, the amount of shells and just debris there, it's about 20 times the amount. They're just everywhere. You always hook these things on your vibes and plastics. As the camera goes along the bottom there, little fish slips in. I'm not sure what it is. Didn't really get a good look at it. Could have been a brim. But yeah, just plenty of shells everywhere. Lots of scattered debris. If anyone knows how all that stuff come about in the lake, let me know in the comments, because you can find these sort of things everywhere all throughout the lake. So there's got to be an explanation for it, otherwise it's just really random. But they seem to be really good areas to catch fish, these places. You don't necessarily have to cast on top of them, you can just cast in and around them. But those rises, some of them come up from about 35 feet to 20 feet, and like I said, they're everywhere in the lake. Alright guys, well this is about as impossible as I thought. Hopefully we can get some decent footage out of it. Fishing's near impossible with that wind, and so just trying to do what I'm doing here. Anyway, hopefully I can get something to show you guys. I'll catch us next time on the water. Take it easy.